What's going on, guys? Quick lighting breakdown. We're shooting a commercial for Fight Camp, and this is one of the scenes. So we got our wonderful talent, Eric. He's gonna be standing in for us, and quick breakdown of what we're doing. So we got two 600Ds with the Lightbox 30120. So it's a long light box. And then out here, we've also got an Aputure 1200D to emulate our sun. And so what he's gonna be doing is using the Fight Camp punching bag with the TV right here. So we're primarily facing this way. And I'm all about negative fill. And so if you turn the camera around, we've already put up some negative fill to help block the reflection of the sun. But as you can see, it's still coming in, and I kind of angled a few of them out so you can see what's happening here. So what I'm gonna do is pan this in, or you should be able to see that we added some negative fill to this side. All right, this is a view from the other side. So got one negative fill. We clamped this one up. Those were curtains that we kind of closed. And then we got two more right here, and that's given us a ton of contrast to the scene. So now let's turn on the lights. So I've got the iPad. All right, now that just turned on our sun, which is gonna give us that beautiful kind of glow when we're bouncing around right here. So I'm gonna turn that off. Now this is our key light. So we got the honeycomb grid on it. The light's not spilling everywhere. It's looking really nice. This is at 100%. And then let's turn that off. There is kind of our hair light. So that's gonna be a little bit more behind him, illuminating the subject. So if I turn all three of them on, that's what we get. And that is giving us the wiggle room to kind of orbit around him because the lights are above. We don't have to worry about light stands or any of that stuff. And what's super nice about the 1200D out there is you're gonna get these beautiful little streaks of light. And because the sun has already kind of gone above us, we're not getting the light streaks hitting the ground from the sun, but we can kind of emulate that. And so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off and back on. And so for our wides, that's just gonna give really beautiful streaks of light hitting the ground and just adding that much more depth and contrast to the whole shot. Now, a lot of people might see how we rig these lights on the ceiling with the beams and think, oh, well, you know, you got lucky that the beams were there. Well, in all honesty, there really isn't such thing as luck when shooting a commercial. And there is, don't get me wrong, but choose a location that has beams if you want to mount it to the ceiling like we did. Or just come prepared and do a menace arm or something like that that's gonna extend over the talent. Don't just count on luck and show up, but we knew these beams were here. We knew this would make for a really great overhead lighting setup. And so we took advantage of that and chose a location based on our needs. And something that's hugely overlooked a lot of times is set design. Like, they brought all of this stuff in, and my job is only half complete. You know, I could show up with the best camera, but if the set design or the location isn't optimal, it's not going to look as good. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. And one final tip of the day is do not let your lack of lights or lack of gear or whatever you have discourage you from going out and shooting something. You know, a lot of people may see like these 600Ds or the 1200D and think that it's a little out of your price range, which it may be, but don't be afraid to ask for help or look for rentals or find friends that may be able to help lend you gear in order to make your project come to life.